Hey there, Jenn Dize here for Status Coup, and I have an update for you about Tara Reade. Tara Reade, as you know, is a former staffer of then-Senator Joe Biden who has accused Joe Biden of sexual assault. This story has been making the rounds in progressive media spaces, independent media spaces. Ryan Grim of The Intercept has been on top of this, and Katie Halper of The Katie Halper Show did the initial interview with Tara that really got people interested in this story and concerned about these allegations against Joe Biden. Again, the allegations include Joe Biden putting Tara up against a wall and digitally penetrating her against her will, against her wishes. So finally, the mainstream media has started to cover this story, and what it took was for Tara to remember that her mother had actually called in about this to the Larry King live show. Now, this call from her mother, who is now deceased, does not get into a lot of details, but some internet sleuths found this recording because Tara couldn't remember exactly when it was. She just remembered that it had occurred, but they found this recording from August 11th, 1993. So let's take a look at Ryan Grim's reporting on this. And then we'll get into the fact that the mainstream media is finally covering it. This is in The Intercept. New evidence supporting credibility of Tara Reade's allegation against Joe Biden emerges. A new piece of evidence has emerged buttressing the credibility of Tara Reade's claim that she told her mother about the allegations of sexual harassment and assault related to her former boss, then Senator Joe Biden. Biden, through a spokesperson, has denied the allegations. Reade has claimed to various media outlets, including The Intercept, that she told her mother, a close friend, and her brother about both the harassment and, to varying degrees of detail, the assault at the time. Her brother, Colin Moulton, and her friend, who was asked to remain anonymous, both confirmed that they heard about the allegations from Reade at the time. Reade's mother died in 2016, but both her brother and friend also confirmed Reade had told her mother, and that her mother, a longtime feminist and activist, urged her to go to the police. So I want to point out that a lot of people, especially Biden supporters, have said, well, why is she only coming out now? Why is she only talking about this now that Joe Biden is the presumptive nominee of the Democratic Party to become president of the United States? The fact is that she did tell people at the time, which adds a lot of credibility to her story. Looking at the facts and what we know of this allegation, she did tell people. This isn't something she just came up with today. In interviews with The Intercept, Reade also mentioned that her mother had made a phone call to Larry King Live on CNN, during which she made reference to her daughter's experience on Capitol Hill. Reade told The Intercept that her mother called in asking for advice after Reade, then in her 20s, left Biden's office. I remember it being an anonymous call and her saying my daughter was sexually harassed and retaliated against and fired. Where can she go for help? I was mortified, Reade told me. Reade couldn't remember the date or the year of the phone call, and King didn't include the names of callers on his show. I was unable to find the call, but mentioned it in an interview with Katie Halper, the podcast host who first aired Reade's allegation. After the podcast aired, a listener managed to find the call and send it to The Intercept. On August 11, 1993, King aired a program titled Washington, the Cruelest City on Earth. Toward the end of the program, he introduces a caller dialing in from San Luis Obispo, California. Congressional records list August 1993 as Reade's last month of employment with Biden's Senate office, and, according to property records, Reade's mother, Jeanette Altimus, was living in San Luis Obispo County. Here's the transcript of the beginning of the call. Larry King. San Luis Obispo, California. Hello. Caller. Yes, hello. I'm wondering what a staffer would do besides go to the press in Washington. My daughter has just left there after working for a prominent senator and could not get through with her problems at all. And the only thing she could have done was go to the press, and she chose not to do it out of respect for him. Larry King. In other words, she had a story to tell, but out of respect for the person she worked for, she didn't tell it? Caller. That's true. King's panel of guests offered no suggestions, and instead the conversation veered into a discussion of whether any of the men on set would leak damaging personal information about a rival to the press. So next, I'm going to play this clip for you, but please keep in mind how ridiculous it is that the mainstream press, CNN, etc., didn't cover this with any amount of seriousness until this clip came out, until they were basically forced to, or they would look like even bigger fools than they already do. It took this clip for them to do the right thing and do some reporting, some basic reporting, just like they would do with other allegations. And a lot of Biden supporters out there are still not taking this seriously. They still, despite the emergence of this call, they still dismiss it or even say such horrific things as, I'll take someone who only raped one person versus someone who raped, a dozen people. Biden versus Trump. They don't care, which is absolutely stomach turning. Just because one bad thing happened multiple times over here, and one horrific thing happened one time over here, doesn't make the thing that happened over here any less important. I don't understand why people don't get that. And if you are a Me Too advocate, as we all should be, you have to be that way across the board. You have to look at the evidence, of course. There absolutely are instances where women have lied. There are instances where men have lied. Most of the time, the women are telling the truth. The evidence is piling up on the side of Tara Reade. And I do believe Joe Biden needs to address this directly, which we'll get into in just a second. But let's take a look at this clip. Let me move the microphone here. Again, this is from August 11th, 1993 on Larry King's show.
We're back. A couple more phone calls on this very important topic. Our guests are former United States Senator Howard Baker, Richard Allen, former National Security Advisor, and Lois Romano of the Washington Post. San Luis Obispo, California. Hello.
Yes, hello. I'm wondering what a staffer would do besides go to the press in Washington. My daughter has just left there after working for a prominent senator and could not get through with her problems at all. And the only thing she could have done was go to the press, and she chose not to do it out of respect for him.
Or she had a story to tell, but out of respect for the person she worked for, she didn't tell it.
That's true.
Yeah, but these are the people who do come to the Lois Romanos, right? The staff worker who says, I want to let you know about what's going on, either with my boss or the guy down the hall.
And a lot of these people have a sense of obligation. They feel that this public official should be accountable if it's something
They're
wrong.
whistleblowers to the press.
Okay, so I apologize if that was a little bit difficult to hear. Unfortunately, the original video clip is pretty low. This was posted on Twitter, as you can see right here, by Rich McHugh video, at Reade Alexandra, which is Tara Reade, Is This Your Mom's Voice? Which she has since confirmed that it is. So again, in case you couldn't hear that, King says, San Luis Obispo, California, hello. Tara Reade's mother says, yes, hello. I'm wondering what a staffer would do besides go to the press in Washington. My daughter has just left there after working for a prominent senator and could not get through with her problems at all. And the only thing she could have done was go to the press, and she chose not to do it out of respect for him. King. In other words, she had a story to tell, but out of respect for the person she worked for, she didn't tell it. Tara Reade's mom. That's true. Going back to Ryan Grimm's reporting, Reade, after being read the transcript of the call, said that it gelled with her memory of it, and after the video was surfaced, confirmed it is her mother's voice on the call. She said, "Aw, I have not heard my mom's voice in a while," she said. There are several notable things about the emergence of the call. It doesn't mention sexual harassment or retaliation, as Reade recalled. On the other hand, the reference to being unable to get through with her problems aligns with Reade's claims that she complained to superiors in Biden's office and got nowhere. So you've heard the call. Larry King Live was on CNN at the time. And now that we have this call, CNN is finally giving this story some attention. Here we have it. 1 second here. I don't know how to get rid of this giant ad at the top. Excuse that. Biden's accuser says mother called into Larry King Live in 1993 for advice after alleged sexual assault. This reporting by MJ Lee, who also tweeted about it. So we have the call posted here, the reporting posted here. So I'm not going to read this to you, but they finally go over the assault allegation in detail. They go over Biden's campaign denial. And they posted the Larry King Live clip. It took all of that for CNN and then of course once CNN picks it up, then suddenly it's okay for others to pick it up too. But is that where it ends? Or is Joe Biden going to be held accountable and have to address this directly? Well, the pressure is starting to build here, because even Chris Cillizza said Joe Biden needs to address this directly, and he linked to the CNN article. Tara Reade's allegations against Joe Biden are scary, they are horrific, and people should pay attention to them, whether you are a Joe Biden supporter or not. Yes, there are definitely some weird things going on with Tara Reade's internet history. It is weird that she had posts up praising Putin. It is strange that she had retweeted essentially praise of Joe Biden's handling of sexual assault back when he did the concert or benefit, whatever that was, with Lady Gaga. There's a picture of Biden and Lady Gaga that Tara Reade retweeted a couple of years ago. Those things do look strange. Nobody knows except Tara Reade and Joe Biden exactly what happened. But this video definitely adds credibility to Tara Reade's credible claim. I don't know the answers. Nobody knows the answers, but this needs to be investigated. And Tara Reade has filed a report with the police, by the way, which the statute of limitations has long since passed for, but still, she could get in a lot of trouble if it turns out she's filing this falsely. So, in my opinion, that adds even more credibility to Tara Reade's claim. I don't know what to say about her weird praising of Putin. I don't know what to say about those who believe that she is a tool of Putin designed to cause division. I don't know about any of that. But I do know that a call from 1993 from Tara Reade's mother adds a lot. And I do know that powerful men need to be held accountable. So the mainstream media needs to stay on this. Joe Biden supporters need to stay on this and pressure their candidate for answers. Tara Reade's voice deserves to be heard. We will stay on top of this story and update you as new updates come in. We are still trying to get an interview with Tara Reade, and we'll continue reaching out to her. And I hope you're all staying safe in this time of COVID. Remember to like this video, and please become a member at statuscoup.com/join for just $5 a month. And you get tons of extra content, video diaries, monthly member calls. We've actually done 3 in the last few weeks, I believe. So we're adding extra stuff all the time. Definitely join statuscoup.com/join, and we will keep bringing you the news that matters. Thank you. Have a good day.